If you've been following Bitcoin for the last couple of weeks, then you know the price of Bitcoin shot up almost to $60,000. Then it started to drop very sharply. Well, all of the cryptocurrencies started to fall in prices, but we're seeing a very good green week right now, and $50,000 right now for Bitcoin is holding steady. So what does this mean? Are we gonna go right back up to $60,000 all over again? Well, I really hope so. But I'm gonna be explaining exactly what's going on and what to look for coming up in the future. Stick around. What's up, Crypto Land? Black Crypto here, bringing another cryptocurrency video where I talk about the basics of Bitcoin and everything else cryptocurrency. Now, last week was pretty scary in terms of us dipping all the way down in terms of the price of Bitcoin and all of the other cryptocurrencies. I mean, Bitcoin in terms of started falling all the way down in terms of lower than $50,000 because we started to test out $60,000. We even saw Ethereum dropping below $1,500, and now it's back up, of course. But what does this all mean in terms of what was happening last week? I did a video in terms of this is no more than a quick little sell-off or a correction in terms of what I was thinking right then, just looking at it. And I was pretty much right when it came to that. Also, I did a price prediction in that video where I said that if we drop below $42,000 or anywhere near $40,000, then I think we were in the start of an actual bear market. And luckily enough, that did not happen. We actually dropped all the way down a little bit below $44,000. So this is pretty much good for Bitcoin as we're now shooting back up. And what does this mean in terms of the future of Bitcoin? Because I think this is very good because we're showing again that Bitcoin can really test these drops. Now we're showing in terms of an asset is one of the best performing assets that we've ever seen. Now, what company do you know that has dropped in terms of this kind of percentage and it still bounced right back? Now, whenever you see a company that drops down in this type of percentage, that's usually because it's tied to some kind of bad news or something like that. Now, what kind of bad news dropped in terms of Bitcoin? Pretty much nothing. So now you see the price of Bitcoin holding steady and now it's starting to go back up. So how are things looking right now? I mean, of course, with Bitcoin is holding steady right now in terms of $50,000. And this is a good testing point because we thought this was a good testing point some weeks ago when it was testing at $50,000. And then it started to shoot all the way up and we thought it was going to go up to $60,000. So right now, we're seeing that it's holding steady at $50,000. I don't think that we're going to see the price of Bitcoin drop any further down again, or I don't think it's going to drop shorter than $40,000. If it does drop shorter than $40,000, I think that's very close for concern in terms of it being a bear market. Right now, we're seeing something in terms of a bull market where we're seeing higher highs than we've ever seen before. And I think we're going to continue seeing this at least for another month or two or so. Then we're going to probably see another sell-off when the price is going to start dropping down sharply because we're going to need to see a bear market in some time. Of course, we can't keep on seeing this run up that we're seeing. We're going to have to see more than just a short little pullback in terms of a small little sell-off. We're going to have to see a bigger correction, more than 10 or 20% when it comes to the correction. Now, if you're interested in looking at the prices of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies and watching them and tracking them in real time in terms of their trading activity, then use a website that I use, which is Crypto Watch. They also have a beautiful desktop application that you can customize and start using that to actually track Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies in real time. But if you want something just a little bit more simpler, then go ahead and go over to coinmarketcap.com or the alternative, which is Gecko, and actually start tracking the prices of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies there as well. You know, these cycles up and down and up and down and up and down that we're seeing with cryptocurrencies are just showing you that cryptocurrencies are very volatile, which also means that do not risk more than you're willing to lose when it comes to cryptocurrency. Do not just follow the hype when it comes to the cryptocurrency price going all the way up and you deciding to FOMO in terms of fear of missing out. Don't do this. You know, try to learn the fundamentals of Bitcoin and why we have Bitcoin and why the principles of behind Bitcoin are so important and why the price of Bitcoin probably is going to be going up to $100,000. Don't only do it in terms of investment, in terms of trying to get rich quick. Try to do it in terms of understanding it as an asset, trying to understand it in terms of the technology behind Bitcoin itself. When it comes to Bitcoin, in terms of the price going down in terms of $40,000, I think this is something that we definitely might see one more time. But in terms of the price going all the way back down to $3,000 or even $10,000, I think we can definitely forget this. This will never happen again. There's just too much money that's now involved in terms of Bitcoin. There's just too much eyes on Bitcoin and cryptocurrency as a whole. So the price of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies at this point should only grow. Now, although we saw the price of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies drop all the way down in price, and I'm talking about all of this in terms of being a total bloodbath, and a lot of people may have been scared in terms of selling off their Bitcoin, but I hope this was a buying opportunity in terms of the prices going all the way down, because if you're a person that actually believes in Bitcoin and you believe in cryptocurrencies, you would have been fearful. You would have actually taken this as an opportunity to buy more Bitcoin and buy more cryptocurrencies, because you know that the price of Bitcoin was probably going to go right back up. For a lot of people, you see this as a buying opportunity, and for a lot of other people, you see this as a selling opportunity. And I guess this is one of the reasons why you keep on seeing this cycle that we keep on seeing going back and forth until things start to normalize. I've seen cycles like this over and over and over again over the years. So I know, for instance, in terms of the higher high, that we would have seen a pullback. But in terms of 2017, when we started to go all the way up in terms of that price almost up to $20,000, we saw an extreme pullback at that time. This is nowhere near that pullback. So definitely, because we aren't seeing that type of pullback, I definitely know that this is nowhere near a bear market. Now, if we see any kind of retraction that was anywhere near close to 2017 and 2018's start of that bear market, then I'll start to be concerned. But as of right now, this doesn't seem to be happening. All right, so there you have it. So this is no more than simply a recovery that we have seen in terms of that correction, in terms of that sell-off. Now, when we see the price of Bitcoin sharply drop back down, we will see it hopefully in the future, and that's going to be good for Bitcoin itself. But we see the price shoot all the way back up, we will see that also soon too, and that's going to be good for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Now, the question is, when will it happen? Well, your job is right now to just understand exactly these cycles and try to fit in where you want to actually put your money in. That's why we also say, in terms of dollar cost averaging, in terms of slowly putting your money into the cryptocurrency space. And that's one of the things that you might want to consider. When it comes to Bitcoin, in terms of the price of Bitcoin going to $60,000 again, I think we're going to test this out very soon. Will we go right back down in terms of $30,000 or $20,000 again? I don't think this is ever going to happen again. Will the price go all the way up to $100,000 or even $1 million a coin? By the mathematics, I think it's going to happen. The question is only when. But if you want to stay in tune in terms of keeping on track with all of this, make sure you check out those applications that I actually recommended to you. I have some other great services down in the link description below. Definitely check that out. And leave a comment with me in terms of what do you think in terms of the price prediction that you have for Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. Let me know. Do you think the price of Bitcoin is going to shoot all the way back down? Let me know what the price is that you think. Or if you think the price is going to go all the way back up, let me know in the comment section below. Let me know what price that might be for you. Guys, I'm Black. Thanks for checking out another cryptocurrency video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that bell so you'll be notified anytime I release any new videos right here on this channel. And make sure you hit that like button. It helps me get this video recommended out to everybody. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.